Hey guys, we've got another video for you here. And before you jump to a conclusion, say, oh, come on, Patterson, you're going to drive us crazy, bore us to death, testing another stock. This is going to have a little twist on it, okay? A severe twist. You'll find it interesting, I think. Hang with me. Basically, the last video we done, we had shown and demonstrated how you can tighten your two action screws and how they should pop into place, torque them down, and then they pop loose just as easy and spin out. If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it. I think it's the last video we posted, and this will make a whole lot more sense to you, okay? This is really just going to prove the point of how you can get used to that feel and how that test really works great for those of you that don't have a setup to hold the indicator, okay? A little history. Gentlemen invest a lot of money. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. To build a complete rifle, you got about $2,500 in parts minimum. Then you're going to pay your gunsmith to build this thing. I don't know, it's up to the individual how much he charges, how much work he does, but you already know these rifles run anywhere when they're new, you know, you're $4,000-5,000 plus. I mean, it's an expensive project and hobby. Then you start testing it with ammo, feeding that sucker that box of ammo, and it still won't perform. Till you finally get to the point to where you're going to send it in and have somebody test this thing and see if it's just you or not. So in other words, you're going to spend, you bought the ammo, now you're going to spend some more money. So in the process of going through this action to see what's going on with it in this rifle, we test the bedding, obviously. So to get to the point so I don't bore you completely to death, we'll try to make this quick for you. Indicators in place, sitting up on the barrel. I test the barrel, I push down, I got indicator movement. I come over here and pull up, indicator movement. I think that's 0. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to 0 out so we can do this properly. We're zeroed out, okay? I'm going to hit the rear tang screw. We're going to make sure it's torqued properly. And we're going to do what's going to really appear to test the bedding. And I've already done this. I can already tell you it's going to show basically 0 movement. I zeroed it back out. We're going to put it on the front. So we're testing this bedding, and hey, we're excited. We're not going to have to work on this bedding. Hallelujah. All right, we'll go back to 30 inch-pounds. So the front and the rear is at 30 inch-pounds, okay? And now is the proper time to zero it, Jeff. So we zero that puppy out right there. Okay, there she goes. Now, we're going to remove the front action screw. We should get 0 movement when we remove the front action screw only. If we remove the rear action screw, the weight of the whole barrel is going to pull it forward, obviously, so that's not part of it. So we're working on removing this front action screw. Pull that loose. And I've already broke it loose. You've seen that. I'm still sitting on 0. Hey, this is good bedding. Sweet. Not going to have to mess with this one. Well, I think you already know the answer to that, or we wouldn't be doing a video, would we? 0. Okay? There she goes. Now, if you recall, if you don't, go back and watch it. We put this action screw in. It should spin all the way in until it mates, and then you torque it down. All right, I crank that puppy all the way in there, and we're going to go ahead and torque this puppy down to 30 inch-pounds where it was at. I don't know if y'all can see that mirror, but I'll look. There, I'm at 25. I got so much movement, I might have to redo my wrench just to bring it on up to 30 again. Hey, that's not, that's about 30 right there. So okay, our initial test, trying to find out if there's anything wrong with the bedding. It was zero movement. We still got zero. Yeah. Alright. Now, to prove the point of this video, we're going to take this thing off. Bear with me. Get this thing here off. And remember the last video. Again, if it's not making sense to you, go back and watch the last video. These action screws. Get my chair up so I can get in front of this camera far enough. These action screws right here should screw in, pop into place, nice and sudden, nice tight pop, and you torque them down, and they should pop loose and spin the same way. Go back and watch that video again if it don't make sense to you. This will make perfect sense. It's another way to test for, like I said, the guys that don't have an indicator. Okay, so we tested this until we go take it out. See that front action screw? You see me put 30 inch-pounds on it, and it's flush. Looks good. Yeah. Okay. Here's the problem. Okay. I come across this problem when I go to take this screw out. When I go take this screw out, I'm working it and I'm working it and I'm working it, kind of like you see me putting it back in a while ago. It don't just spin in and pop and tight, and I'm like, wait a minute. That goes against everything that we know. So I'm going to show you for grins and giggles, zero movement according to that indicator. Let's take loose this bottom. Now that's the rear tang screw. So your front is now pulling it. The only thing holding it right now is the front. The rear tang screw is out. Watch that front screw right there really close. Try to do this, okay? You seeing that, folks? And I'm going to hold it with my finger back here. See how that's nice and flush the way it was with both screws in place. Now look, I'm pulling up on the barrel. You see that screw? You see the movement in it? Okay? Alright, before we do anything else and drop it all out on the floor, I'm going to go ahead and put this rear one back in it. I'll pull that front one loose. I think it's already becoming obvious what we've got here. Okay, torque that one back into place. This one we never undone, remember? So it's got 30 inch-pounds on it, but yet we was flopping it back and forth. So unscrew this puppy. We get it far enough that we can get our fingers on it and actually get it to come out. There she's out. And if you recall, it was flush. The only thing we were doing is the bottom of the thread right here is actually making contact and bottoming out in the bottom of the threads of the action. And the head of this screw, which is supposed to be mating, that's probably the surface that this mates to is probably about 3/8 of an inch up inside this recessed pillar. Okay, here we go. That tells you all right there. Okay, so it kind of goes to the point. In other words, this gentleman's been competing with this rifle, trying to make this rifle shoot, trying to be competitive, and all along, the front, he might as well take the front action screw out, pitched it in the toolbox, threw it away because that's about as useless as it was. Now I've got it back in there. I'm tight. See how I'll try to get it at an angle. It looks good. It looks like it's flush. It actually looks like it's mating. Looks great. But it is what it is. If you want to test the results for yourself as to what that'll give you, then hey, roll up on one of these big matches, buy your best ammo, compete with it, but don't forget to take the front screw out and throw it away, because that's basically what this guy's had on this action. The whole point of the video really is to show that if I'd have just went by the test alone there, hey, I'd have said this was good. It was when I started breaking this thing loose and taking it out, and it kept cranking like an old wood screw, cranking out until you almost got it completely out. Then it loosens. So anyway, I hope you find that interesting. You know, get used to it. Watch that other video, get used to how you tension it, and it'll tell you a whole lot about your bedding. And you know, what meets the eye is not always true. So I feel for this gentleman. He's put a lot of money into this rifle, and he's been spending a lot trying to make it shoot. And like I said, take your front axle screw out, get your best ammo, run down there to even to the local match. You ain't got to be on one of the big national events. See how you compete. Scratch your head and try to find out why you keep getting stuff that ain't going right. Anyway, hope you found that interesting. Kind of proved the point of the other video, and we'll move onward and upward. Take care. Talk to you later.